morning, Klubi. This is a quick demo video for you for your Fallen Order. As you know, I got this done last night, but I didn't have it in me to make a demo last night, so I'm trying to go over this with you this morning, right? This was a redo from the previous Proffie install you had, so I gutted everything out. I did reuse your Proffie board. I did put CCSabers LED pixels in here in place of just the regular 7-pin connector that you had. Still a 2-button setup, right? So your big switch here is your activation, and then your small tactile on the back is still going to be your auxiliary switch. And then you want to open up your handle right here to access everything. Once we get past all the threads, this does slide off. Now this chassis is pretty snug in this handle. It's made like that on purpose, so there's really no wiggle room in here. This handle acts as a cap for the battery as well. So when the battery's in here, it presses up against the inside diameter of this handle and everything's super snug, right? It is a removable battery setup. So your spring side here is your negative. You have a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker. I believe you had a Saber Essentials speaker in here before. So took that out, put the SO speaker in here. I do have a little pixel accent on the back to light up this pommel. So I'll show you that in a second. And then you can see your Proffie board down here. Now you have easy access to your micro USB, but you would need to slide this chassis out this way to get to your SD card. Since you are proficient with programming Proffie, I did not spend much time on the config. I loaded up a basic config, and then I gave you basically my my code for this pommel accent. I left all of your other sound fonts that you had on the card. I just went ahead and left them on the card. I just added the stock fonts as well, so that the Proffie board would pick that up on the config. And let's see, what else did I do? Okay, so to get to your Proffie board, what you want to do, these two greeblies right here on the top and the bottom, I just put these on with some E6000. So they were glued in, but you have to remove these to get to your Proffie board and your SD card. So just pop these off. You'll have 3 set screws under each one. The set screw that is closest to your switches, that's the one that's your chassis retention. It's actually the one on the bottom. So actually, you don't have to take them both off if you don't want to. You can just take the bottom one off that's on the same side as your auxiliary switch, right? And then loosen the set screw that's closest to the switch, and then that way you can pull out your chassis slightly to get to your board. It is a press fit down into the shelf, but I do have one piece of art tape around it as well, right? So do what you need to do there, and then slide this guy back in and lock it down with that set screw, and then just put this guy back with some E6000 or something like that. And that's all you need to do. I put the board in here so I have plenty of room for the battery, and then also for the pixel accent, because I have quite a few wires running in this battery channel. It's actually down underneath the battery so it doesn't get in the way, but there's no room to put a board in the back, right? That's the trade-off. So I put that board about right here. Let's throw a battery in it. Not going to spend too much time going through fonts and everything. I'm just going to show you. Just going to show you that the stock ones work. I'll show you that the pixel accent works. And then I just threw that on there so you could take that pixel accent code and you could add it to whatever that you, so you could add it to whatever font package you've got, right? You put that battery in, super snug, it locks right down, and then it screws in. Obviously a copy of the simple config file that I used is on the SD card, so you'll find that there. You can see your LEDs acting like they should, right? Pommel. So you got a slight flicker there. And that's going to be like that on every sound font that I did. So the code for that is pretty long. It just takes up a lot of lines. Apologies for that. I'm using what works there, right? And I don't mess with it. So we'll throw a blade in. I'm not going to use your blade retention because this blade is super snug in here. Everything's super tight. Battle mode. And twist off.
Smooth fuzz.
Solid red, but you still got that accent lighting up here in the pommel. The speaker is a lot louder than the one that you had in there. Right. Just like that. Actually, I'm going to take this blade out off camera because that's going to take me a little bit. But anyway, to get to the battery, we're just going to want to unscrew the handle. That comes right out. Even though the battery is a snug fit into the chassis, you can still come over here from the positive side, which is by your speaker, and pop it out with your finger just like that. And then everything's good to go. Let me know if you got any questions. Hopefully this came out the way that you liked, and I appreciate your patience on it. All right, thanks.